Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Swanson, crazy hair lady, and I thought you needed a little bit more guidance with scatterplots, so here we go. Alright, so say your problem was, here's my makeshift graph, just like you, I don't have a printer at home. So here's my graph, and I made up this chart, say this was the problem, we gave you those ordered pairs, okay? So I'm going to graph them. So first I'm going to graph the point 0, 1/2. Then I'm graphing the point 1, 2. Then I'm graphing the point 2, 3.2. Then I'm graphing the point 3, 4. And then I'm graphing the point 4, 4.8. So, some conversations that we should have here is, first of all, is this correlation. Remember, correlation is a fancy word for relationship. And so, what's the correlation between X and Y? Okay? So, if we look, remember, you were supposed to watch some videos yesterday, but as a quick recap, if the scatter plot looks something like that, remember that's positive correlation. And if it looks something like this, remember, just think of the slope, that's negative correlation. And then if it just looks like a big blob and there's nothing going on, we say that's no correlation. Other side notes that you should have watched in your video yesterday, for positive correlation, as X increases, so as X is getting bigger, what's Y doing? Y is getting bigger. Negative correlation, as X is getting bigger, so as X is going on the X-axis, more positive, what's happening to the Y? It's decreasing. And then there's no relationship with the negative correlation there. Okay, so recap. That was a little side lesson on correlation. So if I look at this, what's your correlation? Well, it's clearly going up. The slope is positive, so we say you have positive correlation. All right, and looking at your homework, a lot of you don't have problems with graphing. But so now the question is, can you come up with a line of best fit? Okay, so that's the next line of best fit. Remember, that's also called a trend line. Okay. All right. So again, I'm trying to do this on 2 pieces of paper. So if I look over here and I'm trying to come up with a trend line, I want to have a line that's going to basically describe what's going on. So do you think it would make sense to choose this one and this one? Probably not, because if you visualize what a line would look like through there, through these two, it's not really following the rest of the data. If I picked this one and this one, the line, you can visualize it, would look something like this. Does that really describe what the data is doing? No. Now for these types of problems, you usually have, there is more than one answer. There's more than one correct answer. But I'm going to focus on this one and this one, the first and the end. That's just a coincidence. That doesn't always happen. Why am I going to pick these two? Because I wish I had prepared with a ruler. Because when I draw in that trend line, that line of best fit, it really describes how the data is shaped. It's increasing. Again, I didn't have to pick those two, but those are 2 good points. So remember, this to actually find the line, guys, that doesn't mean just draw it in on the graph. So many people do that. You have to find the equation. So this point right here, remember, was the point 0, 1/2. So over on my work here, I'm going to write that down. And my last point is 4, 4.8. So now I'm going to come away from the graph because we got to go through the algebra now. So again, you have to pick 2 points. Why? Remember, guys, you need 2 points to make a line. So what do you need first? The slope. And I didn't give you very nice numbers here. So we've been doing this for a while now. 4.8 minus 1/2 divided by 4 minus 0. Well, 4.8 minus 1/2, that's going to give you what? I wish you guys were here to answer. 4.3. And that's divided by 4. Well, you gotta do a little bit of fancy footwork here to get the decimals out. When we've talked about how, 1 minute guys, how we can get decimals out of fractions by multiplying top and bottom by 10. So again, what we're doing right now is just getting the decimals out of the fraction. So 4.3 times 10 is 43, and 4 times 10 is 40. Okay, the point of that, what I just did here, again, was to get rid of decimals. That's not something we usually have to do, that we didn't do. If you think about our work with slope, that wasn't a normal thing. All right, but so here we go. So we got the slope. We have 2 points. Hey, I didn't ask for a specific form, so we talked about in class, you should do point slope. All right, I'm going to pick, I'll show you another way to do it. 4 comma 4.8. So here I go. Y minus your y value equals your slope times parenthesis x minus your x, which was 4. That's a great answer. You're done. If some of you I know in class were realizing that anytime you have 0 comma a number, that is the y-intercept. So if you put this in slope-intercept, you could easily do that. Okay, so it would be y equals your slope, and then plus your y-intercept of a half. That's it for now, guys.